We need to consider the language and implications of this language much deeper and much more critically before it speeds through this chamber. And I have 5 good reasons to rise in opposition to Senate Bill 163 and the specialty fundraising license plate for the Choose Life Michigan Fund. For the folks who are at home watching, unlike us, we've read the bill, so I'm going to state what it says in part. Money dispersed to the Choose Life Michigan Fund under this section shall be distributed to eligible nonprofit organizations that are exempt from taxation under Section 501c3 of the Internal Revenue Code 26 U.S.C. 501 to be expended on projects that promote life-affirming choices as used in this subsection. A, eligible nonprofit organizations includes, but is not limited to, crisis pregnancy centers, homes for pregnant women, and other organizations that provide practical support to pregnant women, provide practical outreach to at-risk populations, and promote life-affirming programs and projects. B, life-affirming programs and projects include, I'll make that grammatically correct, but is not limited to media campaigns, specialty outreaches to at-risk populations, including minorities, teenagers, college-aged women, campaigns to promote adoption and suicide prevention. First, many crisis pregnancy centers are connected to religious organizations. And while a crisis pregnancy center itself may be a nonprofit 501c3 organization, how closely tied it is to the business and ministry of a church or other religious organization places us in the potential position of funding religious activities, which comes perilously close to violating the 3rd sentence of Article 1, Section 4 of the Michigan Constitution, which states, "No money shall be appropriated or drawn from the treasury for the benefit of any religious sect or society, theological or religious seminary. Nor shall property belonging to the state be appropriated for any such purpose." Again, no money shall be appropriated or drawn from the treasury for the benefit of any religious sect or society. And I will emphasize the points that the good gentleman from Oak Park has made, and further, the religious connections between this fund and many of the organizations related to it can be neither denied nor ignored. Additionally, this bill also comes perilously close to violating the 4th sentence of Article 1, Section 4 of the Michigan Constitution, which states, "The civil and political rights, privileges, and capacities of no person shall be diminished or enlarged on account of his religious belief." One could aptly argue that the likely purchaser of this plate will be the person who insists that their religious conviction or belief is what compels them to support this specialty license plate. And as such, its sheer existence serves to use as a religious belief to enlarge the civil and political rights, privilege, and capacities of one over another. Second, also from Section 6A of the bill, we must question the phrasing and the meaning of "that provide practical support to pregnant women, provide practical outreach to at-risk populations, and promote life-affirming programs and projects." Pregnancy requires much more than practical support. Trust me on this one. I am confident that the sponsor has neither carried nor delivered a child, given his gender, and like many of us here who are so proud to be parents, I can speak with some authority on this. Pregnancy, a healthy, planned pregnancy, even in the most ideal of situations, requires medical, emotional, and financial solidity. But what about the unintended, unplanned, ill-timed pregnancies that tend to happen at the worst possible times in some of the most dire circumstances, and are the very types of pregnancies to which these programs cater? Are these programs equipped to help with the newly pregnant mother who is addicted and needs to get clean and sober as well as have prenatal care? Are these programs equipped to direct a low-income, uninsured, newly pregnant woman to the types of programs and safety net services that will truly assist her and her future child? Are these programs equipped to assist the homeless mother-to-be? What happens to the woman who is staying at the home for pregnant women after she delivers? What about her infant? Are these programs equipped to assist the pregnant woman in an abusive relationship or living in an abusive household? I think not. Not in the ways that will actually help both lives have good starts to motherhood, help prevent maternal death or reduce infant mortality. Places that only provide practical support. And diapers and car seats are wonderful things. Car seats are legally necessary. But these programs cannot provide for, nor do they have the ability to provide for the wide range of aspects of pregnancy, labor, delivery, and postpartum care that are necessary for healthy outcomes that lead to better lives and outcomes for the mother and infant. Furthermore, funneling funds to organizations that are unchecked, unregulated, and have to respond to zero oversight when it comes to providing sound, accurate help and information to women at one of the most fragile times of her life is short-sighted and a waste of funds. I want to also reference something that the gentleman from Potterville said. Referrals by a certain provider of medical services were referenced that do not occur. Not when it comes to actual medical intervention such as an ultrasound. To add support to the excellent points made by the good woman from Canton, such funds would be better served going towards programs such as MIHP and the Nurse Family Partnership that actually provide evidence-based programs and assistance to pregnant women and to postpartum mothers and their infants. Pregnancy is not only about carrying a child to term, it's also about what happens at the logical conclusion of a pregnancy, which is labor, delivery, and the care of a neonate. Third, while it's wonderful that Section 6B includes both adoption and suicide prevention among its list of life-affirming programs, other parts of this section's language are problematic. Further, the 10% that was referenced by the representative from District 102 did not get into the final bill. But I take umbrage with the assumption that the at-risk populations that are specifically mentioned include minorities, teenagers, and college-aged women. Minority women are not the only ones at high risk for unplanned, unintended, or ill-timed pregnancies. We must ask why rural and low-income white women are not specifically named in this bill language. The intent is suspect. Furthermore, unplanned, unintended, or ill-timed pregnancies by teenagers and young adult women are best prevented by medically accurate sex education, contraception, healthy relationships, healthy behaviors, and such prevention programs as MDHHS's Teen Outreach Program. Michigan is ranked 21 for teen births, with 19.4 births per 1,000 girls ages 15 through 19. The problem isn't a pregnancy issue. It is a preventing pregnancy issue. Being proactive or prophylactic, if you will, with this particular segment of the at-risk population would be wiser and more responsible than waiting until there's a pregnancy to actually help these young women. Fourth, there are also concerns about possible confusion in the list of specialty plates with the Donate Life license plate, for which funds are directed towards the organ donor registry. And fifth, we really need to ask ourselves the deep question of why this is being fast-tracked now, when clearly other issues, such as the budget, should be among our priorities. Not creating a fundraising license plate for which the practical application thereof is profoundly murky. It is for these 5 good reasons that I urge a no vote on this legislation. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative.